Hey everybody, welcome back. Uh, Changed the gimmick. Uh, it's time to get out of the day clothes and put on some bumming around clothes. Um, I haven't had a talk in a while, just a nice talk, and I like talking to you because uh, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's like talking to friends. And just shooting from the hip, no notes, reviews, or anything like that. Just kind of, not that I overly script anyway, but I will write down some things I want to say, but not during the talks generally. I might write down a few key things I want to say there so I don't forget. But um, no. First off, I just want to thank you all for watching. Um, I appreciate it. It gives me something to do on boring days. Um, Thank you people that watch that don't like me. You know, the ones that are like hate watching me. Thank you too. I don't mind that. You can hate me all you want. I'm good with it. You're still watching. Yes, I can get that out of the way. Thanks. I think I say that in pretty much all my talk videos. Thanks for watching. And I do mean it. Thank you guys. I do it anyway, but this is I like rambling. But I'm glad some of you like it. Which brings me on to one of my talking points in this talking head video. Talking head. I thank you guys when you just reach out with questions and things like that and ask me questions. You just think enough of my opinion, at least, maybe not me in general or personally, but of my opinions that you want to know what I think. It's always so hard to give an answer. Not that the answer is generally hard. I know what my answer is, but I don't want to steer anybody wrong. So if you've asked me a question about a cologne or anything really, and I've given you an answer and you tried that cologne and didn't like it or whatever, it wasn't me. You got to remember, it's still my opinion, even when I'm answering a question. So, and I'm always nervous that I'm going to give you like the wrong answer, not the answer you want to hear. Not nervous. I don't get nervous, but I just kind of like, So sometimes I avoid them questions for a few days and really think about it and then just say, fuck it. I'll tell them what I would tell them. Keep it real. Shoot from the hip. Shoot from the hip, son. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So it goes. But thank you for thinking enough of me to ask me them questions. Yeah. One question I wanted to answer here. I get a lot actually is why trying to word it in a way, trying to think of the questions how they were. I paraphrase, but whatever. Why I do a lot of scents that are uh terms mass appealing, um generic, mass appealing, all them keywords. The main reason for that is I want to smell good. I am one of those guys. I'm sorry. I know there's guys out there, fragrances art people. Um, and I believe fragrances art, but it's kind of like the ones that I have a few niches, um, but a lot of niche that I've sampled is just not for me. I don't want to say any good. They're just kind of funky usually. Funky. I didn't say the F word, YouTube. Funky. They're kind of funky and somewhat off-putting, and there's just and avant-garde and just trying different stuff, which is cool. Hey, I'm all for it, but at the end of the day, well, I like wearing stuff for me. I'm one of them guys that likes wearing cologne for other people too. I like to smell good. I like people to think I smell good. And that's where most of the designers come in. I'm sorry. That's what I wear mostly. I guess I like, like smelling like everybody else. Yes. Yes, I do. It smells good. I don't care. Um, it's like an expensive art painting, like a niche type artisan avant-garde cologne. That's kind of, it's like comparing a Picasso, which would be the niche, to dogs playing poker, which would be the or a Velvet Elvis. Everybody likes Velvet Elvis. Dogs playing poker is awesome. Not everybody digs Picasso. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. um, yeah, I wear colognes because I want to smell good. I want people to think I smell good. I'm not saying that, independent artists and niche colognes don't smell good. If you like them, wear them. But I've tried probably 100 over the years. And with the exception of half a dozen, most of them are just there's something off-putting in a lot of them. It's a weird note or two they're using, or just something. It's like, not for me. I'm not going to say they stink. A couple of them do, but a couple of designers stink too. So they ain't all be bangers. But for the most part, they're just kind of like, I couldn't wear this. Couldn't see myself wearing it, so I don't. And I mean, that's what designers are for, right? They're designed to smell good. I mean, that's where there's a lot of niche, and not that much niche, but more artisan. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say Creed or Perfumes de Marley or shit like that. I guess a couple other houses, can't think off the top of my head. They design stuff to smell good, but they're still niche. Whereas something like Zoologists, a couple that I've smelled, man, potent, not very nice. They're an artisan, and there's people that'll wear them. Which is cool. Again, I ain't judging. I ain't saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not for me. So if they're for you, that's great. I'm going to stick majority of people-pleasing designers because I like people-pleasing. I'm a people-pleaser. So yeah, that's um um with that, I'm never really probably ever going to purchase or review any YouTuber fragrances. Mostly because I don't want to get off of them because I mean they're doing what most of us would love to do, right? We love to make our own scents. Problem is, if I make my own scent, it's going to smell like my favorite scents. It's going to smell like Fahrenheit. It's going to smell like Visit. It's going to, I'm going to have the Visit one, the Fahrenheit one. And that's kind of what happens with them too, I find. They take their favorite scents and maybe give them a little twist, but then bring them out and call them their own. And for the price, the few samples that I've had and smelled, they're not worth the price. And again, it's not trashing any of this. Any people that make cologne, YouTubers, it's great. We're all passionate about it. We'd all love to do that. I just ain't gonna buy it. Just too much money for what they are, basically. Yeah, and you have to blind buy most of them because you can't really. Even when you get samples, you got to buy the samples, which I hate. You shouldn't have to buy samples. They're samples. Give them away. Again, I understand why they can't. They don't got the same budget as designers. You can walk in any Sephora or Shoppers or Sears when it used to be around, whatever you go in, and you can get a dozen different samples for free. All designers, of course, because designers have a bigger budget. Part of it is the quality of ingredients they use, but most designers don't use bad ingredients. They're just not natural. But you can get. I mean, designers are just part of the thing about a designer. The reason they got such a big budget is it's not their main focus, right? YSL colognes and perfumes is only a small division of YSL. you know, makeup, hair products, skincare products, clothing, purses, shoes, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you've got so much. Whereas YSL can, I want to say, they can make 50 colognes in a year because it's only this much of their sales repertoire. Whereas Creed, it's all of it. You know, here you go, Perfumes Marley, it's all of it. So they've got to charge more, and I get that. And but still, samples. Give samples away. Don't charge for them. That's ridiculous. You know, people, there's a sample kit. I don't care what you call it. It's samples, and you shouldn't have to pay for samples. Decants or smaller sizes, yes. But most of them are just some little 1 to 1.5 millimeter samples, and they're charging you $30 for one. No. Never. I pay $30. I want at least 10 mils. So I can get a good couple weeks wearing out of the damn thing and try it. And get a real good feel for it. But yeah, so YouTuber sense, I had brought that up because somebody asked me if I was ever going to make a scent, would I do it? Yes, I would, but I wouldn't expect anybody to buy it, if that makes sense. You know, there are very few people. Because again, if you look at most of the YouTubers, guys and gals that have made scents, it's just basically copies of their favorite scents. Some of them even down to the bottle. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I wouldn't expect anybody to spend $300 on a Fahrenheit type clone. Or an opium type clone, or fucking, you know, an Old Spice type clone. I love Old Spice. You know, I just wouldn't expect that. So I would, but I wouldn't expect it to sell. So it would be a money losing endeavor. But yeah, so there'll be no generally any YouTuber colognes reviewed on here. No super avant-garde, risky colognes. I'm not going to do that. I started this channel because of stuff like that, really. There was so many people on YouTube and stuff and Fragrantica on Facebook talking about these weird scents you couldn't find anywhere. And if you did, they had to be online and ordered from fucking a store that was charging you $300-$400 for a 50 ml bottle of perfume. It's like, man, and I've spent that. Of course I've spent that, but not, I mean, most of it's been just greed. So, because I find Creed out of all the niche fragrances to be the most wearable. Actually, really wearable. A lot of it is, I've said it before, it's designer. A lot of it's designer fragrance with niche prices, but they're really nice. Yeah, I just don't do that stuff no more. I can't. I won't. I got upset. I was sitting there watching, and they'd be like, "Fucking, this is fucking Juju Booga Booga from the house of Gucci Stoffer." I'm like, where the fuck do you get that? You look it up online, half the time can't even find it there. Like, where the fuck am I going to get that shit? Give me YSL. Give me Dior. Give me Davidoff. Give me Polo. Give me fucking Azaro. Give me Avon, for fuck's sakes. Shit I can find and buy, generally in stores. Well, Avon you can't, but you can find Avon all over. Yeah, I just wanted stuff you could find mostly in stores. That was my goal. Wasn't really to do colognes. I started out with colognes, and then I was like, but my main goal really was just, I was so tired of fucking weird avant-garde shit you couldn't find anywhere. And if you did find it, it was online, and it was $300 a fucking ounce. And you're like, Jesus Christ, no. And they'll call most of these people, this is from the designer house, fucking Central Kitchen Flavors of Love. I've never heard of that designer. Are they next to the YSL? No, then they're not a designer. You can't walk into Shoppers or Sephora and buy them off the rack. They're not a designer. I don't care. Say it all you want. No. I don't care if they make shoes too. If you can't walk into a store and buy it, it's not a designer. So that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, guys, that's just a quick talk. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna watch some more Star Wars stuff. I'm in a Star Wars mood because of the Mandalorian. I'm gonna watch the Bad Batch. Like something about stormtroopers and clones and stuff. So be pretty fun to watch, I think. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other.